Welcome, everybody. I want to call this Applefest Advisory Committee to order with the approval of the agenda for the September 15th, 2021 meeting of Applefest Committee. I need a mover and a seconder. Bruce and Tom. Okay, and everyone in favor? Carried. Any declarations of pecuniary interest? Bruce? Yep. Music? Okay. Jessica, I don't know if there's any way we can see Jackie a little bit more clearly, just in case she's. Okay, good. I just want to make sure that if she says anything that I'm able to see her. Okay, good. Thank you. So we have some minutes to approve. We'll do that first. Can I do them as a group or can I individual? Okay, so 4.1, I need a motion for the approval of the minutes from the August 11, 2020 meeting of Applefest Advisory Committee. I need a mover, Emily, and a seconder, Bruce. All those in favor? That's carried. And then I need approval of the minutes from the August 17th, 2021 meeting of Applefest Advisory Committee. That's Tom, the seconder. Jackie, did you want to second that? Okay, all those in favor? That's carried. And then I'm looking for the approval of the minutes of the August 31st, 2020 meeting of Applefest Advisory Committee. I need a mover. Bruce. Seconder, Emily. All those in favor? And that's carried. And I don't believe we have any delegations tonight. No one wanted to speak. 6.1 is discussion regarding 2022 budget. 2021 budget is attached for reference. Are there any additional items needed? So yeah, it's hard for us to give a budget for next year when we haven't had an event for the last 2 years. I think in general, we went over this a few years ago. Unless anyone has any suggestions, I think we could probably keep the budget the same for next year. Like I said, we did make some changes already a few years ago. Does anyone have anything they want to ask about in the budget or any discussion? Go ahead, Tom.
Excuse me. 4 and 5 years ago, we did have the Lighthouse bicycle ride.
Yep.
For which I went around and I canvassed the local merchants for donations and sponsorship. And now those merchants are being approached by Applefest Committee to contribute to Applefest as a whole. So I wonder if we could put the Lighthouse bicycle ride in here as a budgetary item for next year.
How much do you usually need for that?
Wouldn't be any more than 500.
Okay.
And it's strictly for t-shirts.
Just to cover the cost, those costs. Does that sound okay to everyone if we add that in there? $500. Are you able to make note of that, Jessica?
Thank you.
Yeah, I'll make note, and then if you could get a mover and a seconder to bring that in front of
Yeah,
council.
we'll see if there's any other items, and then we can. Anything else?
Sorry, Tom, could you say what that was for again?
That was for the Lighthouse bicycle ride, one of the Applefest functions or events. It was called the mayor's ride, but the current mayor doesn't bike, so now it's just the Lighthouse bicycle ride. Sure.
Need to add that as to one of the qualifications. Must want to ride your bike to the Lighthouse on Applefest.
Right.
If you want to run from there. Sorry. Okay, so we need a motion. Just a motion that we add $500 to the Applefest budget for 2022 for the mayor's for the Lighthouse bike ride expenses. Is that good? I need a mover, Tom, seconder, Emily. All those in favor? Okay, that's carried. Okay, 6.2 is the music in the park update. Bruce?
Okay, we're in good shape for the music in the park. Just hope the weather is good. I have two groups booked, one called CBD, three-piece group. And the second group, I don't know what the official name has been. I've been called the Brighton Motown Band, the Brighton All-Star Show Band. But those are the two groups that are booked. And I have Rick Vermean booked to do sound. I've already discussed everything with him. Jim, he wants to do the same thing he did a couple of years ago. He patches into the speakers that are on the stage, but he's bringing all his own mixing board and so on, but he'll patch into those speakers up above. So we'll need that back room opened. I believe you're right. Okay, and I think we agreed on $1,500 for music. So that's $500 for each band and $500 for Rick for sound. He's willing to set up as early as need be to have some just background music for the pancake breakfast. So he can give me a time on that. I can pass it on to him. Well, what time is the pancake breakfast starting?
I believe they're saying 9, were they not? Normal years, I thought it was 8, but so it's in around 9 a.m.
I can get back to you, Jim, exactly how early he wants to get there. He's got a lot of equipment. He had an issue with the trailer. He rents a trailer or a U-Haul. Yeah, U-Haul trailer to get all the stuff. But now with all the new rules within the school, all the equipment's in the school and he doesn't have a key for the school anymore. So and it's on a weekend. So he's just got to work that out. But I think he's going to have all the stuff packed up on Friday after school. So he can be ready to go sound probably for 9 o'clock or 9:30. Yeah, because he's got a lot of stuff to set up.
I
so,
think that's perfectly okay.
yeah, even if it's not going right away.
Yeah.
Okay. My only questions about it. So for the money wise, the checks, it seems to me there's a form that I'll need to get. I don't know who has those forms. I don't know if Jessica or another clerk.
I can definitely ask where to get them.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe there's a form that I fill out with the name of the check it needs to be made out to.
Mhm. Yeah, those would need to be given to the finance department, but if Jessica, you can look into it and make sure Bruce gets what he needs, that would be great.
Great. And then my only other question is in terms of COVID protocols is the spacing of musicians. I assume that's still like supposed to be a 6-foot spacing between all musicians. Well, best we can. Okay, the one group's quite large, like 10 members. And I already talked to them at last rehearsal and said we may have to stagger rows and, just be creative in our setup. So, because obviously, there's 7 of them that can't wear masks while they're performing because they're blowing into instruments. So, yeah, we'll work on the stage is big enough. We can, it's nicer to be tighter when you're playing, but we can spread out. Rick's going to mic everything's going to be mic'd to the hilt, so we'll be able to hear everything fine. So I think that was all I had.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good. Thank you, Bruce. Next is the Lions Kin pancake breakfast update. They're not here tonight. And Emily, we just kind of been working with CIBC to get that property, but I think everything's a
Yeah,
go.
as far as I know, Laura, everything's go. I know that Alan sketched out basically how they were going to use the parking lot, and I forwarded that, I believe, to both you and to Linda and the person at the bank who needs to see it, along with Preston and the CAO. I've had nothing since then, so I'm assuming that that's all okay.
Yeah.
As we spoke for a few minutes earlier, the Veterans Way road closure is done, and speaking with the fire chief, we're going to cordon off the CIBC parking lot so the food stays in there. I know that Alan says they have been working with the health unit so that hopefully they have all of their rules and protocols in place as to how they can serve food and those kind of things. Other than that, I've heard nothing else. So I'm assuming everything's okay. I'm guessing that the CAO and the CIBC people have come to an agreement. So
Okay, sounds good.
that's,
And to the fire chief, we were talking about numbers, and I think you have some clear numbers for those two groups as well, for how many they can have in that area. Is that?
Absolutely correct. So right now we're looking at 100 patrons for the CIBC.
Yeah.
And with the spacing and everything else, as well as staff. So we're looking at staff. We mentioned about 25 staff, according to the numbers, in that spot with those 100 people. So also the caution tape, the pylons in out route signage, that all has to be in place as well. And someone to clean on a regular basis as the patrons move in and out. Someone's got to be there to clean the tables, wipe them down, sanitize, and then the next people come in type thing. So that's got to happen there. And with the buffer zone being Veterans Way, so that'd just be a buffer between the meal area and Memorial Park. And then the Memorial Park, same thing, 100 patrons and 25 staff, including those musicians that are playing, plus ask for in and out route.
Okay, yeah, that sounds good. It's not really listed on here, but do we want to talk a little bit about what we as a committee need to do in order to make sure we kind of cover ourselves as far as protocol at this part, like COVID? Jim, did you want to give a little brief update on that, or is that your microphone in order?
You're talking the stage area, Memorial Park proper?
Well, I think, yeah, when people come into the park, do we need to have X's on the ground so that
No.
so that it's clear on space, or or do we just need to have signage saying that they need to be socially distanced and wearing their masks?
We just need to have that signage. We ask everyone to be socially distanced, keep socially distanced and have a mask on. Unless you're sitting with people in your own family.
Okay. And will you be able to get those signs done? Is that something you want the committee to do? Like, we can't purchase on behalf. Would you be able to get those signs done for us?
Well, now back to Monday.
Right. I'm just trying to, as a committee, we're not allowed to procure things, right? So it's usually we need a staff member to do that for us, we've been told. So I'm just wondering who would be able to take care of getting those signs done. Or do we have any signage that we can use, or is?
I think we might be able to have some signage that we might be able to scoop up and prepare. I don't have an entrance and exit, but see what I can do. I don't have anything in my possession for that.
Okay.
Maybe I'll have to slip down to Public Works and see if they have like stanchions or something. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we do have a local sign company, I think, that we use from time to time if we do need something.
Well, I mean, I'll give them a call in the morning.
But you don't have, we don't need it. When are
Well, no,
you?
but it might take them a few days to get it done.
Yeah, sorry, Jim. I don't mean to put it on you. If there's someone else that can do it, then we certainly should go that route. Okay, so we need the signage. So as a committee, what we need to be doing on that day would be, we need the vests so that we can basically be there. And I believe we would need to count, make sure we have some, do we have counters? Clicker counters?
that I don't know, but to let you know, I did check in the community events covered upstairs, and we do have lots of vests.
So we do have
So
vests.
I didn't bring them out, but I'll get them out this week and bring them.
So I guess the next thing we would need to know is if we have clickers or a simple way to count the people going in and out. I mean, we can just probably use a phone as well. But we need people, we need to count people going in and out, have an in and an out door, correct? And then we just need to make sure that we have a handle on the volume, really. You know, we could have 20 people at a time. We don't know, or we could have, you know, lineups of people waiting. So we need to be prepared to kind of deal with that as it happens.
Yeah, a couple of things with that. I can hopefully, if we do have lineups, that'd be great. People are interested, but maybe I can from the stage try to keep people moving, you know, especially between groups if there's people waiting, because there'll be a bit of a lull between groups. switch over. My other question with the spacing in the park, we talk about families can sit together. Right back from the start of COVID, there's all the talk of bubbles, right? People that are in your bubble. So how much do we have to police that? Let's say a family comes and they brought their daughter's friend with them. That's a bubble.
Well, I think for us, you're right. It's hard to police that. I think we have to make it clear to people that if you're sitting with people in your bubble, we have to, that's why our signage has to be accurate as far as what needs to be happening. But you're right. We can't go around and say, oh, is that your child? Are you sure that's your child? Is that right? That's not going to, I don't think that's productive, and I don't think we need to do that. But I think we have to clearly lay out for people what we expect them to do. And that's what was going to happen with the signage. Maybe we can talk, I don't mind ordering signage if I need to, but I just want to make sure I'm following the rules, and finance is okay with that. Just to make sure we have what we need on the signs.
I don't mind taking on the signs, Jim. Just let me know.
All yours.
Okay, thank you, Ben.
Just let me know the details. I'll order those tomorrow morning.
Okay.
So either one of the gyms, or I guess send me the verbiage or an example, and
Do we
I'll
want
get
to
those.
talk about the signage verbiage now, or is that something you can communicate with Ben after?
Oh, we can deal with it now. That way
Yeah,
everybody knows
okay.
what's going
Yep,
on.
sounds good.
I would think Willow by now has probably done signage for
Yeah.
other organizations.
Okay.
I mean, all participants must wear face masks and maintain social distancing upon entrance. And then you can get an entrance sign and an exit sign.
Yeah, so we probably need a few
Social
extra
distancing.
signs that say this is a mass, what's the right wording? Event, so that we can have those around the corridor or the outskirts, and just have a few extras in case they need them over at, the pancake breakfast, just to keep things very clear on that. I think would be a good idea.
Yeah, I think there's some, like the health unit has been, like those are the ones the health unit drops off at all the retail and restaurants and stuff. So we almost need one of those just blown up a little bigger.
You're right, actually, and I think you can download those for free, and I'm sure that we'll
Sure.
print them and download them as well. So
Well,
We
they
want them-
made those social distance, those big yellow
Yep.
signs that we put up a year or so ago in the parks and whatnot, and even downtown. I'm sure
How
we
are,
2 or 3 from Willow.
how are they going to be mounted? What kind of material? Just the, what's that called? Chloroplast? What's it called?
yeah, I
Corrugated
think that's
plastic.
I think
Corrugate.
that's the easiest, isn't it? Because then they can be stapled up if need be, or taped.
Okay.
Can we get
And
more of those yellow ones too to have around?
Just a couple more, I guess.
Yep.
One on each side.
Okay.
Stage maybe.
and size, like 11 by 17 or bigger than that.
Yeah,
Yeah, they'll probably need to be about 2 foot by 1.5 foot or something like that, or even bigger than that.
Okay,
2
so
by 2.
Two by
foot.
two.
2 by 2. That's easy.
Yeah, 2 by 2.
2 by 2, 3 by 2, as long as, it depends how much wording it is on it, right? We want it very clearly visible and accessible for us, right? We want to make sure that we don't go too small.
Okay, I'll do that first thing tomorrow.
Thank you.
I asked a question and
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the answer was last week. We do not have to do contact tracing, have people sign in.
Did we get a clear answer on that?
You do have to do contact
Okay.
tracing.
So
So-
we do have to have people sign in.
So there'll have to be a table with a booklet there.
So we need a table there,
For all 3 of those events.
and only for our municipal
Only for
event.
us.
Oh.
So that would be for the park. So the pancake breakfast, they're responsible to do their own.
But they do have to do it.
Yes, they will. Yeah. So we'll have a table. That's another job for us volunteers. I mean, it can be all kind of done in conjunction, and some sort of simple form that people can fill out and sign. I'm sure we can get that figured out here.
Oh, same forms we use for
Yep.
signing.
Yeah, same forms. Yeah. Okay, that answers your question. Anything else that we should address tonight on our list of things that we need to do? Obviously, as volunteers, we're all going to have to wear masks as well. I think that's everything on the list kind of addressed. Any questions about that part of things?
I will make sure the hand sanitizer is there for everyone. So just put that on your list.
Yeah, I don't need that on the sign. Unless I
Correct.
have a box of pens.
And yeah, pens, and we'll need to be able to disinfect the pens, I guess, as well, if we do have pens there.
Yeah, lots of Lysol wipes, I think, is what the usually what the health unit recommends.
Okay, so. Jessica, are you able to kind of make a running list of all these things we're talking about that we need to have, and then maybe even send out, I know we got our minutes at one point, but kind of a list to everyone so that we've got that list so that we can kind of work from it, just because we're down to time wise. This month is flying along. Okay, before we move, anything else? Go ahead, Tom.
We talked about publicity,
Mhm.
and we said probably not to make any announcements until maybe the day before.
Yeah.
And yet there's a couple of events that have already been announced at the Legion and
Yeah.
with the Bentley Rockers that are using the term Applefest, which we suggested was not what we want to do. So I'm wondering whether we should be talking with Kinsman and the Lions to ask them to call it a Brighton event rather than Applefest.
Yeah, I think the Kins Lions are actually calling it Celebrate Brighton. The other groups, I mean, everyone kind of does their own thing around Applefest. It's not, trademarked, or, we don't have. So I've seen it as well here and there. A few other events that are calling it Applefest weekend, even though technically it's not. I'm not sure that we can take the Applefest out of the weekend as much as we'd like to. I'm not sure if we want to in some ways, like next year it's going to be that again. I don't know. Does everyone have a thought on that? Whether we should be, we don't own Applefest, right? We kind of own the event that we've put on in the past, which we're not. It might be difficult. I hear you. I've seen it too. But I think we can just do the best we can this year to, especially on our part, to do it the way we'd like. Any thoughts on that, Ben? We can kind of go into how we're going to promote, if you need anything from us at this point for that.
We had the plan of Friday afternoon before, do a media release and then do all our socials. Hopefully some media picks it up in terms of what other groups are calling it or when they are starting to promote.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can do much about it. We're going to call it the Celebrate Brighton pop-up event and keep it away from the term Applefest or the name Applefest. And I think that's all we can control at this time.
Okay. Okay, thank you. Go
I
ahead,
know
Jeff.
the Rotary, they're limited to 100 as well. I believe they're selling tickets, right?
Mhm.
So,
Yep.
I mean, it may not be. Is it?
Yeah.
That's for the Bentley Rocker. It's a ticketed event.
I think it's at his house.
Yeah, might be at Danny's house. Danny Thompson's. Not our problem.
Yeah, so there are other events going around, right? Obviously, we can't control the other events. All we can do is kind of do what we can for our own event, make sure that we're in line. And anything else about what we need to do on that day? Do we want to assign jobs? Are we all going? Obviously, you're busy with music, Bruce. We're going to be there on it with our. I think we need to show up with our vests on, ready to take on whatever we need to do that day, because things are still changing, and we're going to have to work out the kind of the details right at the last minute. As long as we're there, ready to go, and we'll try to have a list of, or at least some clear instruction the day before, so and out to everyone. Does that work?
Yeah. We had our community events committee meeting last night,
Yes.
and there would be one or two people from there that would help out. I
Okay.
did bring it up to say we might need some help because our committee, like their committee is pretty small, so I did have one or two who said I might be available for a while, so we can reach out to them later this week if we're stuck. I don't know how many volunteers extra you think you need. I mean, I don't know if we're all gonna do the whole day or shift
Well,
them
I'm
up.
just going to ask that, how many are able to be there the whole day or can only do half, prefer to be there the half the day? Not you, Bruce, because I know you're already kind of busy, but of the remaining committee members, Jackie and yeah, it's just during the time that the music is going, right?
Well, I was just wondering about that. The music doesn't start till 11, but obviously the park will have to have some whatever
Mhm.
barriers around.
Yep.
So if people show up at 10 and just sit in the park, somebody will have to notate they're there and count. And so
I think we should all show up at 10 a.m. to help kind of make sure everything gets coordinated, signs go up, you know, if anything needs to be done, arrange where we're going to be. And then, right, and then we're there in advance.
Yeah, there probably won't be anybody sitting in the park yet when there's no music going on, but I don't know, like people might. Yeah,
Yeah, 10 till 3. That makes sense. No.
Yeah, Parks and Rec will be taking the tables and chairs over.
Okay.
Probably be there.
And
Early.
we'll need a table for our contact tracing.
Right.
A couple chairs, maybe. Jackie, are you able to be there that day as well? Okay.
Yes, sorry, I just sent a text. I'm
Okay.
available the whole day.
Okay, thanks, Jackie. Okay, yes.
Jim, there's chairs in that back room for the band musicians. Thank you.
Anything else? We're, you know, this is all new for us. So anything else we need to discuss beforehand? I mean, we may need to, like I said, an email may have to go out, you know, kind of the week before and kind of lay out anything new and maybe a plan for the day, but
Does tape have to go around the whole park? Because that might take a while.
I think it does so that people aren't just walking in and out from any
Right,
point.
so
we can control
that's
the
a
in and
pretty
out.
big job to
Mhm.
get that strung. You need something to string it to, obviously.
The
and-
fire chief doesn't think it's a big job, so.
Nothing?
We,
All right.
Yeah. Oh,
Well,
yes.
Public Works will be dropping the pylons off on the Friday morning. So the pylons will all be there with the caution tape. So it's just a matter of putting the pylons around the perimeter and somebody stringing the caution tape around.
Yeah.
So it's just pretty quick, pretty
Right.
quick.
Anything else? Let's talk about all this stuff now. We can get it kind of figured out.
Just one, are we having any kind of opening ceremonies at all? Are we doing anything? Are we welcoming? Are we?
I don't think
Think
we
we can-
are, and I
we-
don't think this is the year to even
do
do
it.
that. I think that the idea is just to, you know, have something that's very
Just pop up.
non-formal.
Yeah, thank you, Emily. That was another thing I forgot I was gonna ask. Do I ask anybody to say anything from the stage or not? Or I just say, welcome to Celebrate Brighton, here we go.
You know, we can certainly say it. I don't think, and we're not encouraging the groups to come out all at once for a certain part of it, and that's what we don't want to do. We just want
Right.
people to flow through the day. And so certainly we can be welcoming the people that are there. Obviously, you know,
Right.
we want to do that, but I don't think we want a formal time when we're going to do that.
Fine,
I
good.
think this year we discourage that. Does that make sense to everybody? Yeah?
Just another thing maybe directed to Ben with the signs. Do we not want a sign over by the beer store and on Veterans Way saying entrance and an arrow pointing to wherever the entrance is going to be? Otherwise, people will be stepping over
Yep.
the tape.
Yep, good point.
get in.
Good point, Tom. Ben, if we can add like an entrance and an exit sign as well to the list.
Okay, so something to the effect of enter at municipal or enter at Veterans Way or something like that to tell
Yep.
people not to
Yep.
pop the tape at the beer store corner there, Lola's corner.
Yeah, I think we can have one like that and then one even at the entrance that says entrance. I know it seems obvious, but and then
Yeah.
one at the exit that says exit and then one that says exit at the beer store. I think
Okay.
that, so I think that would be a good idea.
Okay.
Anything else?
I just thought between enter and exit, the washrooms are in the park. So people that are over in the bank parking lot, do we have to keep track of them every time they come?
We
Or
don't
is
have to
that-
keep track of people using the washrooms. Go ahead,
We'll
Jim.
close the lawn. We'll close
So,
the ribbon and the pylon will go to
Mhm.
the wall of the stage.
okay, so the washrooms are open to anybody,
Yeah, yeah.
right? They're not part of either enclosure. Okay, thank you.
Well, what does that do for people who are sitting listening to the music and then they need to use the washroom? They have to go out and then back in?
Yeah,
Oh, you can say save my spot when you leave.
yeah. It's not ideal,
bad.
but we want to leave those washrooms open for anyone who's in town to use, right? They are public washrooms, so. And obviously they're cleaned regularly, more so during an event like this, so. We don't have to worry about that. Anything else? Okay. I think we have a plan for the day. I'm confident we can move forward with that. So Ben, do you have an idea? 6.6 is any other areas that can be promoted, area events. Do you have an idea of other events that are going on? Do we need to talk to these groups? We've heard little bits here and there of different groups that are doing things. How did you want to go about that?
In terms of promoting other things going on that weekend.
Yeah, like I know a few of the other service groups are doing something. We heard about that. I know Brighton Speedway's having a weekend. I mean, they're all separate events and they're all following, protocol, this COVID protocol. So do we want to just kind of add, and while you're, don't forget these events. If we know of them, can we send them into you and get
Yeah.
the promotion for that?
Yep, absolutely. I'm not sure if many of you are aware, but we do have the events calendar on the website very active right now.
Good.
And the cool thing about that is when you submit an event, it actually asks for your email. And so you will actually get a weekly email of all the events going on that are on the calendar.
Oh,
So I think we have over 200 subscribers so far. I was just looking on the calendar. We don't have any of the other external events on there yet, just because Caroline and I have kind of just not put it out there yet. But we can start loading up those events.
mhm.
And then as we do the promotions the day before, we'll make sure like a link to all the events calendars in there and little blurbs on all the other events going on other than the music in the park and the barbecues and stuff. So I don't have anything. Nothing's been submitted yet.
Okay.
So I encourage anyone listening or anyone that is having an event to submit it into the calendar. A lot of times we'll just hear about stuff and submit it manually as well. So we can look into it as well.
Great. Okay, thank you. Sounds good. Anything else from anybody? Okay. New business is 7.1, the Canadian Forces Trenton Fly Past. So at 11 a.m., I was speaking with the mayor about this event, and he asked if he could find out about a fly past. It's most likely going to be a one of the 424 squadron helicopters going through, but we can add that to. Obviously, I know that gives a time, but it's going to go through the downtown area for anyone to see. Just a little addition to the day. Nothing much else on that really. Just any other things that ideas of what we can do that are non-gathering at this point, or okay. I think we have everything kind of figured out. So the next is correspondence. We don't have any. And next is next meeting date. Do we need to meet before the event yet? Do we want to meet next week? Do we want to communicate? I know we can't communicate completely. We can't make decisions by email, but should we maybe book something for next week? What's the thought? Yep. Yeah, maybe on the Tuesday night. No. Wednesday I have another meeting. Monday I have a meeting, so Tuesday it will be. So why don't we plan for a Zoom meeting next week, Tuesday at 6? And we can discuss any final details, and we'll make sure we'll have our list of things we talked about tonight so that we can go through if anything needs to change and just confirm everything. Does that sound good to everyone? So that's Tuesday, the 21st. Are you? Okay. You can call in as well if it doesn't work to Zoom, Tom. And then you can just be able to, you can hear what's going on still, and we'll still have an agenda, so, okay. Just means not everyone has to come out for like a half-hour meeting. Makes sense right now. Okay, if there's nothing else, I can adjourn the meeting. Meeting adjourned at 6:39.